Hey guys, welcome in the next tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you how to do basic modeling. So let's start with getting a box. And yeah, let's just change the polygon mesh. And let's say we want this many divisions. Okay, so first things first, you go in here and you change it to polymodeling. Just press polymodeling. When you press C, you will get a tool like that, so you can work basically in viewport. And yeah, press S to get points like that. You can basically, if you want to manipulate how big is the box, you can choose this tool, of course. Say I want I don't know, something like that for now. Okay, and I press S again to go over to the mouse, and now I can choose points because I have second thing selected here. I mean, the first one is always the whole primitive. When you press 2, you will get points. When you press 3, it's edges. When you press 4, it's the faces, as you call them in Maya. Okay, how do I select like a line of faces? For example, just press 1, Shift A, and you can do like that. Let's say I want to extrude them, so I just press C, poly extrude, and we will get a red line like that, and you can just choose how much you want. You don't need to press the line, you can just do that as well. Okay. What else I want? I want maybe to bevel the edges of that. So I go for S3, choose edges on this, this, and that. Maybe the inside ones as well. If you don't know what to press, like if you forget or you want some specific type of grouping, like of selection, you have everything written down here, so you can just try for yourself all of those ones. Okay, I have chosen the edges around. I press C, poly bevel, and I can left mouse bottom, left right. Okay, this is good for now. But for example, I want more divisions, so I can just go in here on the right side, and I can choose what type they are as well. If I go for solid, you will get something like that. I think so. Round ones gonna be okay for now. You can choose ramp as well. I've never done that, but it's supposed to work exactly like that. Okay, let's say this is good for now. I go and select the faces again, and I want, for example, what do we want? What next should I show you? Hello? Oh, my selection tool just broke. Okay. I just basically pressed 1 or 2, and when you start doing those operations, Houdini will think that you all the time are doing them, so you need to kind of press 1, press 2, so you will be back on a track with what you've been doing. Okay, so S4 to choose primitives. I want, for example, only the middle ones of this one. I can go poly extrude with them, go up, and let's say we can continue doing that and get some Chinese houses, for example, right? Okay, what else can be useful? Probably edge loop. Just choose this one, for example, and you can choose how many edge loops you want on that. Of course, we want some sort of a window here. You can choose like that. Oh, choose on the other side as well. Okay, yeah, Shift A, and yeah, good now. Okay, Shift, press, yeah, and C, poly extrude, and this one like that. And how do we, for example, just like, I don't know what can be useful for you to use. Now you get the now you understand basics, what to do, and you can start modeling for yourself. But for example, one for sure useful thing can be to do, let's say we want tube, and yeah, we get tube in a different one because we just typed in here. And we will get another one, right? And yeah, of course you have different types of, when you write in here, you will get a basic tube. But when you go in and you type in here, you will get two different ones. It doesn't matter which one you choose, you can always change in one to be the other one. It's pretty simple. But let's say we want the same tube inside of this thing. And we will just display this one for now. Polygon soup, end caps, or actually we don't need end caps. We'll choose the faces, and we'll try to extrude them. Okay, as you can see, it just tries to pick the whole polygon. I think it's because it's not closed. Yeah, right. But way to go about that is take one more tube, polygon soup, and now we just go for poly extrude in here. Hello. Okay, something weird is going on. Houdini. I don't want to record this tutorial for 10th time, so I guess can just try again. Oh yeah, right. Polygon, not polygon soup, but polygon. And now we can just choose all of them. See, poly extrude, and we will get that. Of course, it will have open middle, open in the middle, so we can just output back, and we will have the whole geometry. So far, we have this non-destructive, the tube, so we can go back and just do whatever we want to do with this. Say we want circles like that. What else we can do? We can take copy and transform. And we want to transform each piece 0.2, for example. And then we want to have more copies that will be 0.2 in between each other, of course. Let's say, for example, we want a tube, so we just copy with Alt, and we end caps on this one. Let's make it a bit higher, with some rows as well, and we will have that. So display this thing. We will do boolean on this one, I'm thinking. There are many types of booleans. If you write boolean, you will get intersect, subtract, union. It doesn't matter which one you choose, because if you press on it in operation, you can always change to which one you want. So the first is geometry A, the second one is geometry B, and that's what we get. Pretty simple. You can just make more copies of that, and you will get more booleans for each. Okay, next thing. Can go back to this one for now. We want to make. What do we want to make? What haven't I shown you yet that is important? Let's say we use transform on that, and you will get something that is pretty much transform, but then you will have the problem where your points aren't correct. Like there should be one more edge here and here, for example. And then of course you can just fix that with knife tool, for example. Oh yeah, don't select all the faces at once. Just choose one. Boolean knife. Choose like that. Okay, so we talked about edge loop, did we? I think so. Yeah, you can just, in case I didn't show that, this is how you do it. Choose edge loop, make it more So that, for example. Polysplit, I don't think you need that, but like, you can split geometry the way you want it. This is some more complicated geometry, for example. Press enter. So now you get this that you can poly extrude or do whatever you like to do with it. In adjust we have something called for smooth that I can talk about as well. Let's choose this face, adjust smooth. I guess I'm using this tool wrong somehow. Yeah, okay, we can talk over the transform. The transform is pretty simple. You will get scale, transform, and orient, like X, Y, the axis, like rotate. What else can I talk about is when you select, for example, those points, you can E to extrude. You can R to rotate. And you can T to transform. And if you ever go for something that like destroy your normals, it's like if the geometry will be wrong, and you will notice it straight away that something is going on and it's not correct. For example, normal, select one face, enter. Now we have this face chosen. You can as well just go back to edit, choose this face here, and write normal well, and you will get this node. Let's do it one more time. Delete that, select face, tab, normal, and we get this, the same face. So if you see that something like that happened to you, you can, as I said before, select the normal and do that to it. If it's gonna be larger geometry and you just fucked up somewhere on the way, you can always go for clean. And you have orient polygons, reverse winding, fix overlapping, and what else can I talk about? There is something called for the same as normal, but it's having more option, and I think it's facet. Right here, connected. Can do you can do the same stuff here. Yeah, but I think you know after a few years in Maya how to actually model without having any bigger issue with the geometry. So let's check what else they have. in polygons here. Blast, we talked about it in the last lesson. Poly reduce is nice, but it's useless for like for poly modeling. If you would be going for like, let's say you did something in ZBrush and you have like super advanced model, but it's going super slow for you. I mean the Houdini is like getting slow. You can use poly reduce. And you have percent to keep. It will try to like reduce the number of polygons. What else? What else? What else? Clip. Clip is simple as well. Just write down clip, and it's gonna clip to everything to the 0 level. I mean, you can of course always choose the distance of how much and the direction. Let's say we're gonna clip something like that and we want to fix the hole. You have something called for Polyfill. Let's see if it's gonna work. Something like that. Oh yeah, of course. Choose edges around. See. Polyfill. Yep. And you can of course choose how smooth they will be. Reverse patches. Let's say you did that, for example, and now you are somewhere like went with edit, did more stuff, and now you need to fix this. Then you just use the normal and compute normals should be. If you are not sure if this geometry is wrong or right, you have something here called for display normals. And as you can see, our geometry is like going outwards everywhere. This is correct, that they go out, but inside geometry you see that here we have the right geometry. It's like basically it's upside down. Reverse normals, it will reverse everything. We don't want that, so we can go in here and go for 4 and select our faces. There is for sure easier way of choosing those. I just never done modeling, so I guess I can check this up next time for you. How to like choose everything. Like I want just this face, like from one axis, for example. Okay, so now we see that our normals are correct. By the way, here you have a basic lightning. You have no lightning, then you have headlight, normal, high quality, and the ambient occlusion. Oh, with shadows. Okay. I think you can right click on it and you have different types of, you can choose ambient occlusion, for example, and it's gonna try to like match it, like how it would approximately look. It's not gonna be 100% correct, of course. You would need to check that in render. Most of the time I'm using with headlight only or non-light at all. Okay, let's delete that. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I did the reverse normal on it just to show you that this is correct as well. Okay, I see 25 minutes on the clock. What else can I talk about? I believe I gave you enough information to start modeling on your own in Maya. But, you know, if we, for example, write grid, we have grid. Here on the create you have the basics like grid, torus, tube, sphere, box, but you have as well tested geometries. Test crack, for example. This guy is cool. Why? Because he's animated already. And you can do some cool stuff with him. And yeah, if you want the geometry to be wired, you can press W. Most of the time you're gonna work with, I mean, I don't know, maybe you're gonna work with different ones, but I'm using Pighead and Rubber Toy, and I guess that's what we are going to use with our next tutorials. So, for example, you have imported geometry from different source, Maya, Blender, whatever, and you will have it packed. For example, like this one, you can see that this has packed geos 67, and you would like to like, you know, you can choose one. This is a one packed geometry, and you cannot do anything with it because it's packed. How to unpack it? Use unpack node. Unpack. And now you have the geometry. You can choose, say, that, and you want to extrude it just for fun. Of course, not in, but out. Probably, yeah, I'm gonna follow the whole animation. Yeah, and then you can pack it again. And we will get one packed geo, and you are... What? But I got 67 here. Why is it only one here? Because when we unpack it, it just like, okay, you have the whole geometry, use it as you want. And in here we can select every packed geometry, and every geometry will have their name. Of course you need to give them a name. How you give name? You can use name, and you can connect and select, for example, this, and write the name. It's gonna be whatever, right? Yeah, and now you see everything has this name. If you want to give this name to only one thing, you can use group, for example. Choose only this geometry, enter, and and you need to blast that, I think. And now you choose delete non-selected. And you have this name. Let's say we have the other one with delete non-selected. And now we take those two, we merge them, and now only one of our names should be whatever I named this. Yeah, here. It's this geometry. So we know how to give names to geometries. And when we pack it, we need to say it by packed name. So it will get back all the names from that. Yeah, I guess this is it for today. If you have any question, remember just here, polymodeling, play around with the tools. Polybridge, if you wonder what polybridge is doing, you can always go to side effects and press 1 on the node. I think it's gonna open you a window. You can just write what was the name of it? Polybridge, right? Polybridge. And here creates flat or tube-shaped polygon surface between source and the destination edge loops. And now you know what it does. And you know most of the basics for modeling. So this is it for today. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one, hopefully.